Hello, how you guys doing? James here. Well, I'm. You've been hearing a lot about this hurricane, and I probably did. This is probably gonna be my third video. And what the mainstream media is not telling you, they're showing you that they have. I was just watching a minute ago that they have celebrities, uh, celebrities who are helping out, which is good that there's celebrities and other people, but there are people that they turn away. Watch this.
This is really real, okay? I'm in North Carolina. The people in Western North Carolina, yes, there are a lot of people that are donating their time. They're coming with all kinds of machinery and vehicles, and I'm so thankful for that. But I want you to watch a video. If you have time to watch the regular news is not reporting this. What I'm getting ready to show you, and show the video I'm getting ready to show you, the regular news is not reporting this. I want you to go watch the video from Jonathan Howard, Florida State Guard, Special Division, Special Operations. I can't remember exactly what his title is, but his team was activated, and they actually rescued a baby in a civilian helicopter in Western North Carolina, and then the news reported on it and gave the government credit. This is not a political post. I'm just telling you absolute truth, how it is right now. They need helicopters, and the sad part is there are military aircraft grounded, sitting there not doing a damn thing, and civilian helicopters with civilians that are paying their own fuel going up and rescuing these people. A lot of these folks, while there are some folks that their towns they're able to get to, there are a lot of folks in Tennessee and North Carolina that you can't get to. The roads, they're completely cut off. There are men, there are women, there are children, there are animals that are stranded. They're dying every day because they're out of food and water. They're out of medication. The only thing that would reach them is a helicopter. Watch this video. It's so freaking frustrating. People get on here and they say, well, the president did this and the governor did this, but there are orders that they have to wait on to fly these helicopters, and for some reason they're not. Civilians are doing it. If you can't do anything else and you want to see your donation actually work, I'm taking supplies. I'm taking supplies to the Lincoln Regional Airport in North Carolina, where the civilian helicopters and aircraft are literally, we're loading the aircraft up, taking them into the places that they can't reach, the places that are cut off, and giving people supplies. The donation link is in my bio. Supplies are a necessity right now for the people that are in these areas, and even if we're dropping them or lowering them down, whatever, getting them supplies, at least they can live. Watch this video. It's the video before this one. I just posted it. Watch Jonathan Howard's video. That's the real news.
There's more. That's what they say the news is telling you. But look what this young lady said.
Bodies are not being recovered and are being left in the street to rot. Government officials are coming in and seizing land from people and forcing them to move away from their already destroyed homes. Let's talk about the evil that's happening in the North Carolina mountains right now. Locals of Chimney Rock, North Carolina are saying that government officials held a town meeting yesterday. They were told that they would not be able to move back to their homes even if they were still standing. The government was seizing them and it was no longer their property. Said that the entire town is going to be bulldozed and that the bodies that are out are just going to be left to rot. They're not going to recover them. Locals say that the stench of decomposing bodies is absolutely unbearable, and people who have volunteered in the area say that they're literally just laying all over the street. Government officials are doing absolutely nothing to help out the locals, and there are still many people that are stranded on mountains and can't get to supplies that they need. Death toll is currently at 160 people, and there's still more than 1,000 people missing. These pictures are from the Leland Fire and Rescue Facebook. Just some of the damage that was done to Chimney Rock. Of houses were lost to landslides and mudslides. The roads were literally made into riverbeds. North Carolina has faced complete devastation, and the government is not speaking about it at all. Our entire state is being impacted by this hurricane. I live 2 hours south of Asheville, and none of our stores have any essentials because everybody is buying them to send them to the mountains. Locals in the mountains are saying that FEMA and Red Cross are confiscating the donations that people are bringing up there and not letting people have them. And on top of that, the donations that they're confiscating, they don't even have to use it for this disaster. They can save it and use it for different disasters, even though people have donated it specifically for this disaster. A civilian who is volunteering his time and his helicopter to help rescue people was told by a fire marshal if he did not stop rescue, he would be arrested. You would think they would want as many people as possible out there rescuing people, considering over 1,000 people are still missing. Here's the most interesting thing. BlackRock just signed a $90 million contract in the area that was hit the hardest because they want to start mining for lithium. They are literally leaving people to die in the worst way possible and doing nothing to help them. They are confiscating people's land and houses that they have spent their entire lives working for, and somehow they're getting away with it. Bodies are not being recovered and are being...
Oh. So,
something very sinister is happening in the Appalachians, and we need to fucking talk about it. Trigger warning. Anybody that's sensitive and can't handle hearing about this, go ahead and scroll. For those that are like me, that cannot allow this bullshit to continue, listen up. We've already seen the videos. We've already heard the eyewitness accounts. People stating, trigger warning, piles of unalived individuals being found in riverbanks, on the lakes, in the streets, in their cars, and nobody seems to want to come to retrieve them. The fact that we can even allow that to happen, like the absolute utter disrespect for these people were grandmothers and grandfathers and children and aunts and uncles. Like, since when do we not respect our dead? But then it gets worse. As you listen to these videos, as you watch these videos, you see the devastation. Whole roads are completely wiped out. And I understand if people are not familiar with mountain areas, they think, oh, it's one road, you go around. Yeah, that's not how it works. Most mountain regions maybe have one, maybe two roads that go in and out. And when those roads are wiped out, those people are completely abandoned up there. FEMA set up camp in an accessible area and has told multiple people that they will not bring aid to people in inaccessible areas, which makes you wonder why the fuck they're even there. But that's okay, we have volunteers, right? Volunteers that'll go out, private individuals that are going to go out and help these people. Yeah, they're being threatened with arrest. People brought their privately owned helicopters to try to offer aid to get these people off the mountains, or at least bring them supplies so they don't starve to death or die from dehydration, because it has now been 6 full days of no water access for these people, and they're being threatened with arrest. Trucks have come to the region with supplies. Their tires are being slashed. Something very sinister and evil is happening here. Then you throw into the mix that there's an entire source of lithium under these mountains, and all of a sudden, things start stacking right in place, don't they? I just saw this post on X, and again, I try not to say that it's true. So that's for you, TikTok. I'm not trying to spread any misinformation. This is for educational purposes. However, they were specifically speaking about the government held a meeting in Chimney Rock and basically informed these people that the entire town will be bulldozed over, bodies and all. and that now the federal government owns that land. This is a fucking land grab. They do not care about these people that are stuck in the mountains. They do not care about these people that were unalived by this. And forgive me for sounding absolutely insane, but we all know that they've been able to manipulate weather for quite a long time. This technology has existed for a long time. So how am I supposed to believe that this is all coincidence? And how is it that I'm supposed to believe that this kind of lack of support is an accident? I'm absolutely enraged, and I am not going to stop talking about this until there is some kind of resolution for these people. I am but one person. I don't have the resources to help. I don't have the time to go down there. I don't have the funds to donate. But the one thing I can do is use my fucking voice. And I'm not going to shut up about this. These people do not deserve this. And for any of you idiots that think that they do, just know that you're next. We allowed this to happen in Maui, and now we're allowing it to happen again in the Appalachians. How long until it's your neighborhood or your town or your family being left to rot in the streets? We need to fucking stop this. Please share, and if you're going to...
First, they unalive.
The flooding in North Carolina, the sundown towns, I keep seeing all of these, mainly women, bashing or celebrating the fact that these towns have been completely flooded, completely wiped out. I watched one guy in the hospital. He's all banged up. They didn't even show his legs because I guess his leg got caught underneath something. He says, him and his fiance took cover at the neighbor's house, and then a mudslide off of the hill came and wiped out the whole house, and he could not find his fiance. Like, she's just gone. Most likely, unfortunately, she's in heaven. And I keep seeing all these random ass females being like, oh, they got what they deserved, and I'm just like, am I missing something? Like, am I missing something? Why are they celebrating it? Why are they saying, oh, it's a good thing? Like, I'm not...
I'm going to stop you right there. What you're not getting is sundown towns. The objective of all of this, what we're saying, the reason why we have no sympathy for what happened in the atmosphere in that area is because those are sundown towns. They represent hatred, tormenting, just the agony and the devastation of black people in this country. That's why no one cares about those old landmarks, those old different places that was bondage to some people. Okay? So no, of course, no one's going to give a damn about a sundown town. Continue.
I'm missing something, and I obviously am missing something because this is all I keep seeing, other than like the videos of like the massive like destruction that this
they were sundown towns.
But somebody has to fill me in because
they were sundown towns. I'm filling you in. I'm getting you there. I'm trying to get you.
The death of these people.
It's not about that. Stop. It's not about that. Because, but here's the thing, though. Here it is. You want to say that we're celebrating the unaliving of people, and we are not. But you know who was celebrating the unaliving of people? You know who was unaliving people? The sundown towns and the folks in them. See how that don't even make sense? Now, do you see how this don't make sense? So let's follow it. Come on, follow along with me. I'm listening to you, and I want you to listen to me. Don't just let me speak just to say that I was speaking and you don't understand what I'm saying. You get it. Let's continue.
Clueless. Like, why? Somebody fill me in, please. Why?
Cause they're sundown towns.
In North Carolina.
Cause they're sundown towns. And that's the problem that we have right now. A lot of people are running around as if the black community is wishing unaliving on all of these people. We have black people and family that is also stuck in these goddamn towns and in these areas where this flooding and this hurricane has hit. So stop with that. The point that is going on and what is being made out of all of this, those are sundown towns. No, we don't give a damn about the destruction of those towns because what they represent and what they mean. If you don't understand that, that's the problem. But here's another thing, American citizens. Here's another thing, American citizens. We don't even have time to stop for 5 seconds and be back and forth trying to even argue with each other, back and forth about the shit. And we're not going to do it with you. We're not going to do it with you. We have bigger things to worry about. We have bigger things to worry about. Back and forth talking about some shit that y'all already know that is true. Those are sundown towns. What the fuck y'all want us to do about it? We didn't control the weather. We didn't do it. And if you thought we was doing it controlling the weather, stop it then. Shit should cease and exist after all this. If y'all are seeing the rage that's going on for the shit that's been going on, stop it. Okay? It's all we can say. Here's another thing though. We are on our way embarking up on WW3. I hope y'all know that. WW3 is lurking and it's right there. It's right there. There it go right there. There go WW3 right there. Not only that, we have entities that are coming, that are finna be revealing themselves. Very shortly. We have more other things to be fuck worried about than sundown towns being fucking ruined. We want everybody to be safe, and we wish no harm on no one, which is more than I can say than what the sundown town has done throughout the years. All of the sundown towns. We know what they represent. They don't represent anything good. They represent evil, and we all know it. We done talking about it. Wrap this shit the fuck up. On to the next motherfucking subject. If you felt that strongly about it, stop doing shit. Stop doing shit. Okay? Now here's the next motherfucking step. We need to be buckling the fuck up because it's gonna be a rodeo ride out here. Alright?
The flooding in North Carolina, the sundown towns.
Anybody have an opinion? Wow. But there's something.
We have some disgusting breaking news, and it involves these hurricane victims. So this morning, Chimney Rock, which is close to Lake Lure, which is the viral video of the helicopter guy being threatened to be arrested, where he left a victim on the side of a mountain because they threatened to arrest him. Well, apparently, they're getting ready to just bulldoze.
Wow. Sorry about that.
That entire community. And the local residents are speaking out, stating there are still bodies in the trees. You can see them. And they're not going to go rescue the bodies. No, they're just going to bulldoze it down so that the family members have no response or idea as to what happened to their loved one and or the ability to lay them to rest. And then they made this statement this morning.
Fulfillment. The true Israelites, the Negroes, are scattered worldwide, especially into sub-Saharan Africa, fulfilling the prophecy of their exile. The transatlantic slave trade would eventually follow, as foretold by the prophecy of being sent into slavery by ships, Deuteronomy 28:16. Alright, so this is sequential.
That they
based upon the
did not want this to get out to the public.
The Negroes, who are the true Israelites. The time of the Gentiles, 70 AD and ongoing. Luke 21:24, Genesis 9:27. The Israelites are exiled from their true land in sub-Saharan Africa, and Gentile nations dominate them in their identity. This period is marked by Gentile nations ruling over the land of sub-Saharan Africa and claiming the identity of the true Israelites. Prophetic fulfillment, this is the beginning of the time of the Gentiles, during which non-Israelite nations rule over and oppress the true Israelites. You can't tell me this stuff don't fit us. 3. The hunters and the Inquisition, 1400s to the 1600s. Jeremiah 16:16. Yahuwah sends hunters to seek out the Israelites wherever they fled. The Inquisition marks a period of hunting and persecution of the Israelites, particularly those who had fled into Africa, Europe, and other parts of the world. The Inquisition, where Israelites were hunted down, forced into hiding, or subjected to forced conversions, is the fulfillment of Jeremiah's prophecy. This hunting of the Israelites prepared the way for their further scattering and oppression. Number 4, the rise of false Yahudim, 1600s to 1948. During this period, the Khazars increasingly claimed Israelite identity, leading to the establishment of the modern state of Israel in 1948. However, these are not the true descendants of the Israelites, but part of the synagogue of Satan. Prophetic fulfillment, this fulfills the prophecy of false Yahudim who claim to be Israelites, but are not. The true Israelites remain scattered around the world, particularly in sub-Saharan Africa and other regions of the world, awaiting their regathering. Number 5, the height of Israel's captivity, 1619 to the 1800s. Deuteronomy 28, 15 to 68, and Psalm 83, 2 to 4. The height of Israel's captivity coincides with the transatlantic slave trade, where millions of Israelites were forcibly scattered across the globe. This scattering began with the Roman Empire's conquest of Jerusalem in 70 AD, driving the Israelites into Africa and other regions while concealing their true land and heritage. The curses outlined in Deuteronomy 28, including enslavement and loss of identity, culminated during this period. The Romans initiated the scattering, while the Psalm 83 prophecy, which speaks of nations conspiring to erase Israel's identity, found further fulfillment in the Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885. During this conference, European powers divided Africa for colonialization, fulfilling Joel 3:2, where Yahuwah's land was partitioned among foreign nations.
The saints of the Most High. I got this book when I found out the truth of who the true Hebrews were. It wasn't enough for me to just know. I felt it was my duty to go in and truly study their history and what they endured. Because I have a hard time with those of you with white skin saying, it's in the past. It doesn't matter. So my question to you, white people, is what are you proud of? What are you proud of? I'll say now, denounce the color of your skin, denounce your flesh. And I'm going to read some out of this book. It's called Into Egypt Again with Ships, a message to the forgotten Israelites of Aisha J. Israel. And I recommend it to anyone who wants the truth of who the true Hebrew Israelites are. And this is an amazing, amazing book. It's only about 150 pages, but it goes into history, it goes into scriptures. So, to those of you with white skin that say slavery doesn't matter, my first question is, if it doesn't matter, why did the white man go through so much trouble to hide who the true chosen are?
So, I wanted to make a video because a lot of people take me as, when I say I'm not a Christian or I'm not a religious person, they take me as unholy or just not believe in the word or whatever, but I believe everything that's in the Bible. And what a lot of people fail to realize is that what's being taught to you in the Bible is bits and pieces, and people don't actually go and read their Bible or get an understanding of their Bible. The Catholics took over, Rome took over Christianity and conformed it. So we have a conformed piece of the Bible, and every religion that comes to existence has to go through the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church has made our Jesus white. The Catholic Church has whitened out the Bible and made it not important of who these Hebrew Israelites are. The Jews that are in Israel today are not the Hebrew Israelites. The Jews that are over there today are actually the ones that have funded slavery. They run our media. They run our Wall Street. They run everything. Music. They run music. They run all of it. Jewish name is on everything that controls our country. And people just, they don't look at what the prophecy has said. They don't look at what Revelation says. It says that the people in Israel will claim that they're Israelites, and they're not. Psalms 83 talks about the different nations that would cut off Israel as a nation. And we all have been brought up to think that the white race is superior because of that. We have been brought up to serve a white God, a white Jesus, and that's not the way that it is. When Jerusalem was overtaken by Assyria, the tribe of Judah went into hiding into Africa. There are tribes still in Africa now that believe and go by the Hebrew laws. And when Africa sold their people, that everyone has come to think that that's the way that it was. That is not what happened. Africa did not sell their people. They sold the people who were different than them. They sold the Hebrew Israelites that were hiding. The people that are here, the black people, the people of color that are here, that have been brought here from Africa, their ancestors brought here from Africa, are the Hebrew Israelites. They're even in the African dictionary. African and Negro are two different things, or two different classifications of people. The Africans were the tribe of Ham. Ham was not an Israelite. The people that were brought here was the true Hebrew Israelites. And this war, everything that's going on in the Middle East, it is all because they know, countries, other nations know that the people that are there are not the true Israelites. And when all of this comes together, all this war and all this things that's going to happen in Revelations, when all that comes together and the Hebrew Israelites return, the true Hebrew Israelites return to Israel, the world will be a better place. And I just want you to wake up. People of color need to wake up. You are the chosen people. You are the Hebrew Israelites, and you've got to come up out of Great Babylon. Come up out of her and humble yourself to him, to Yahshua, and become the nation that you are supposed to be.
Now, to the real Hebrew Israelites, you're going to refer to Deuteronomy 28:64 through 68. He is reprimanding and passing judgment on the Israelites for the wrongs that they did, and they did wrong, and they get their judgment, and they have suffered it. He sent them into ships into bondage, scattered, so they would never know their land again. It says that they will never know who their God is, and God shall turn his back on them. They never knew who they were. The Jews today happen to have heritage, and they know who they Yeah, but it violates everything that we're going to look at in your scriptures of Deuteronomy, Jeremiah, Zechariah. Because it's not supposed to be established by man. It's supposed to be established by God, and he said he would wake them up. You're going to find in Jeremiah and Zechariah that these people who were taken by ship into bondage and scattered throughout the lands, never to be seen again, never to know who they are again, would not be awoken until the end times. Today, my friends, we are in the end times.
Shalom to everyone, to the children of Israel.
The word picnic actually comes from pick a nigga. The death penalty started as public lynchings that only applied to black people. Origins of the death penalty were to unalive only black people. Capital punishment was not even available for white people that committed crimes. They were held in public parks, led by local sheriffs, and they even had attendees that would picnic. So, don't say picnic. Between 1910 and 1961, the state of North Carolina executed 362 people behind Central Prison's closed doors. And 80% of them were, yep, you guessed it, black. So lynching is looking a little bit crazy coming into the 20th century, so they said, hey, let's just throw these black people into prison for vagrancy laws that aren't actually really crimes, and then we can execute them for crimes that they oftentimes didn't commit, according to data. If you don't believe me, fucking Google it. Black people made up 90% of the people that were executed for burglary and rape. A crime that white people considered the most racially transgressive. What the fuck does that even mean? So what ideas do you have about the ways we can respond to crimes that society deems so heinous? The only way we can seek justice is by taking that person's life. Drop a comment below, I'd love to hear. The word picnic actually comes from picnic.
That's true.
Yahuwah's land was partitioned among foreign nations. This act of division and exploitation obscured the true identity and heritage of the Israelites, reinforcing their oppression and the loss of their homeland. Number 6, the awakening of Israel, 2015 and ongoing. Around 2015, the true Israelites, the Negroes, began to awaken to their true identity as the chosen people of Yahuwah. This awakening spreads across the world. The dry bones of Ezekiel 37 begin to come to life as Israelites regain knowledge of their heritage. This marks the beginning of the regathering process, as the scattered Israelites start realizing their identity. So y'all didn't know this is the beginning of the regathering process? Number 7, the end of the time of the Gentiles, ongoing. Luke 21:24, Romans 11:25-26. As the awakening of the true Israelites continues, the time of Gentile rule over Israel is coming to an end. That's what we're seeing today. Prophetic fulfillment, the awakening signals the closing of the time of the Gentiles, preparing for the restoration of Israel. The true Israelites, scattered worldwide, will be regathered to their true land in sub-Saharan Africa. Number 8, judgment on the nations, ongoing and future. As the awakening continues, judgment is poured out on the nations that oppress the Israelites, especially those involved in the transatlantic slave trade. Now, pay close attention to that, right? Because that's happening now, right? The nations that scattered and oppressed the Israelites face judgment. The rise of African nations like Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, pushing back against foreign dominance, may represent the fulfillment of the 4 craftsmen or carpenters who fight against the nations, the horns that oppressed Israel. Number 9, the regathering of Israel, soon to come. Isaiah 11:11-12, Ezekiel 20:33-38, Zephaniah 3:10-12. Yahuwah begins to regather the Israelites from the 4 corners of the earth. Prophetic fulfillment, the Israelites will be physically regathered to their true land in sub-Saharan Africa. This event will signal the restoration of Israel. The rebellious Israelites will be purged in the wilderness, similar to the first Exodus, Ezekiel 20:33-38. Number 10, Gentiles acknowledge Israel's return and bring them back, future. Isaiah 60 verses 9-12, Isaiah 66 verse 20. As the regathering continues, Gentile nations begin to recognize the true identity of Israel and assist in their return to the promised land. Prophetic fulfillment. Gentile nations, particularly those that enslaved and oppressed the Israelites, bring them back to their land, fulfilling Isaiah 60 and 66. This return is accompanied by material wealth and an acknowledgement of Israel as Yahuwah's chosen people. Number 11, the purging of rebellious Israelites, future. Ezekiel 20, 35 to 38, and Zechariah 13, 8 to 9. In the wilderness, Yahuwah will purge rebellious Israelites who do not follow his commandments. Only the faithful remnant will enter the true promised land. Similar to the Exodus, where rebellious Israelites died in the wilderness, Yahuwah will again test and purge Israel. Only the faithful remnant will enter the restored land. So some people are going to enter in the promised land, some won't. It's like Moses didn't get to go in. Number 12, the rise of Israel as a world power. It is future. Isaiah 60 verse 12 to 22, Micah 4, 1 through 7. After the regathering and purging, Israel is established as the dominant world power with other nations subject to them. Prophetic fulfillment, the once oppressed Israelites now rule the world, and their land is exalted. Nations that do not serve Israel are destroyed, and Israel becomes the center of Yahuwah's kingdom on earth. Number 13, judgment on the nations and Armageddon, future. Right? This is an Armageddon, what you're looking at, regardless of what the Christians say. The final battle of Armageddon takes place with nations like Gog and Magog, potentially Britain. I believe Gog and Magog could be Britain, all right? Due to their mythological history with the giants, Gog and Magog, attempting to fight against Israel. Prophetic fulfillment, Yeshua the Messiah returns, destroys the armies of Gog and Magog, and establishes Yahuwah's kingdom on earth. This final judgment marks the defeat of all enemies of Israel and the beginning of Yahuwah's eternal reign. While some speculate that Russia is Gog, the connection to Britain's ancient ties with Gog and Magog makes Britain a possible candidate for Gog as well. Now, there's some connection between Gog and the Germans and them folks in the Middle East.
I'm going to show you why. I'm going to get back to this video, but I'm going to show you why some people feel like that. This video is going to be kind of offensive, but this guy, he's want to get it off his chest, and I'm going, everybody have their own opinion. I'm just listening to it.
Shut up. I just want to say, with Hurricane Helen, I'm so happy Helene, whatever fuck her name is, the bitch did what she's supposed to do, you understand me? Because I look at the catastrophic event and the damage and destruction, my heart is filled with joy.
Shut the fuck up.
All you motherfucking foreigners that came on our land and stole this shit, this is y'all repercussions, man. You understand what I'm saying? Your farms getting dismantled and wiped away, your livelihood, your little funky ass towns that was motherfucking full of hatred towards the aboriginal people of this earth. Hey man, it's y'all get y'all just due back, man. You know, it can't motherfucking sunshine forever. See, our vengeance and y'all vengeance is different when it comes to the Most High. We might think, you know what I'm saying, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. We might want to shoot a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Kill a motherfucker like that. The Most High vengeance is wipe your whole goddamn city out. You know what I'm saying? The same land that your ancestors fucking stole and you motherfuckers is thriving on and building on is the same fucking land when it's time for these motherfucking weapons of mass destruction from the earth come upon y'all. Now y'all motherfuckers wanna cry out. I don't feel bad for none of you motherfuckers. You understand me? Lose it all. My family got it. Because we ain't took from no goddamn body. My ancestors ain't took from nobody. So we really had to get it back out the mud. Now y'all niggas is in the mud. And I'm saying, oh, I can't believe it. My house underwater. Yeah, because your ancestors put our motherfucking house underwater. Your ancestors motherfucking created mudslides for our ancestors demolishing our shit. So I don't give a fuck about y'all towns in Georgia and Tennessee and North Carolina and where the fuck else is at. I want another one to come through. I wanted to wipe more land out. Because I've been waking up this morning, I've been praising the Most High, just thanking him. Because this is retribution, man. Motherfuckers don't gotta go to war with y'all, man. what y'all been still killing us in 224 to try to make us motherfucking act on vengeance, and we still holding patience? You know why? Because we don't gotta do shit when the Most High do stuff like this. We don't gotta do a motherfucking thing but sit back and watch y'all sovereign in your motherfucking tears, man. Shit. I need more hurricanes. I need more thunderstorms, more floodings, more dams to break, man. Because y'all committed so many atrocities. Y'all put so many of our towns of brown complexion up under water. Y'all burnt them down. Y'all was slaughtering us. And then here come y'all tenfold and you want some help. Fuck you. You understand me? Feed your beans. If you can find any. You understand? Shit. Y'all motherfuckers were laughing at them motherfuckers down there in Louisiana when Hurricane Katrina hit. Y'all didn't want to help them motherfuckers because they were brown. Y'all don't need no goddamn help either. Figure it out. Why don't y'all swim to a goddamn stadium near you and wait for fucking help? You understand me? Shit. Bridges is knocked down. Roads is pushed out the way. All praise the Most High. Keep doing this shit, man. And there's supposed to be something else coming behind it. Hey, I'm all for it, man. I literally want to see y'all at the end of the day with nothing. Because that's what you came over here with. Nothing. Before you stole everything. So yeah, all praise the Most High. And once again, to every person that has experienced this catastrophic event, fuck you.
This came from TikTok.
Now there's some connection between God and the Germans and the, them folks in the Middle East, but I'm not gonna get into that. So if you see this timeline, this is what it is, right? You see there's a bunch of things that has to happen in between, right? So what we're seeing today is not Armageddon. What we're seeing today is not the battle of Gog and Magog. What we're seeing today is a false Armageddon, more than likely to bring in a false Messiah and a false utopia. So if you go through these scriptures and you go through this timeline, you will see that what's happening can't be fulfilled right now, that the Messiah, who some call Christ, is not about to return yet. Because think about it, if Yeshua came today and he brought us back physically, right? None of this middle stuff gonna happen. Antichrist not gonna come. You're not gonna have all of this this turmoil that we see today, right? And the formation of the tent. You won't have that if Yeshua came to bring us back to the land. That's why I'm telling you. Some people don't know what they're talking about. Some people don't understand prophecy. Here you have the timeline. So I'm gonna put this link in there if y'all want to go read it, and you can do your own research and see how the prophetic timeline is going to be. I mean, I could get more detail oriented if I wanted to, but y'all get it. We got tons of teaching on it. Been teaching for what, I don't know how many years now. So don't think this is the rise of Yeshua's kingdom, that Yeshua is going to return, because I know some people teach that. They're wrong, right? And you can go through these scriptures and see why they're wrong, all right? So Tell Ministries has a reason for the madness, right? We got a reason for our beliefs. We got a reason for our position on end times, right? All right. All right, so somebody want to know my book coming out. I'm working on it. That's all I can tell you. At first, I was just pressing, and every time. There ain't gonna be no War Yakoba. There ain't gonna be no World War III. This is the vengeance of the Most High.
I'm setting up a new direct route for cyber military recruits. Because if you're a top gamer or a coder, your country needs you.
I'm saying that we have to live in such a surreal world where the military is actively trying to recruit gamers into combat now. I mean, this is going way beyond any kind of collaboration between Mountain Dew and Call of Duty. This is a whole other level. Primarily right now, inside of the United States, as well as Britain, you're seeing a large push specifically to recruit gamers because of their ability to be utilized with drone warfare. If there's anything that the modern Russo-Ukrainian war has shown, it is just how incredibly valuable drones are. And while AI can do a lot, there are certain things that really only a human touch can do, and on top of that, there are only certain people that are really capable of using drones in such a way to be remarkably effective. It has gotten to a point now where it is not just drones, but there is other military tech that specifically utilizes something that is almost like an Xbox controller in order to be able to handle the system. And that is honestly insane. Honestly, with the way things are going, I would not be surprised if either the United States or Britain started state-sponsoring video games in order to be able to put out propaganda or different kind of training methods. North Korea already has been doing this for developing games specifically to teach children to hate Americans in the first place.
Well, they've been doing that since games came out on the Xbox. They were already conditioning the children and my generation to fly drones and to be a part of military campaigns, and you know, this is nothing new. Now it's being spoken of. Conditioning through gaming, conditioning through movies, but everybody want to act like they're not being conditioned. Just as everybody is conditioned to hate the black man, the true Hebrew Israelites, but everybody act like they're not being conditioned. We're in the midst of a complex dialectic. Now, in this dialectic, you would think that we're going to enter into a wartime economy. But I don't think it's going to be as obvious as it would have been. A war economy or wartime economy is the set of contingencies undertaken by a modern state to mobilize its economy for war production. Philip de Billon describes a war economy as a system of producing, mobilizing, and allocating resources to sustain the violence. Some measures taken include the increasing of interest rates as well as the introduction of resource allocation programs. Approaches to the reconfiguration of the economy differ from country by country. Many states increase the degree of planning in their economies during wars. In many cases, this extends to rationing, and in some cases to conscription for civil defenses, such as the Women's Land Army and Bevan Boys in the United Kingdom during World War II. During total war situations, certain buildings and positions are often seen as important targets by combatants. The Union blockade, Union General William Tecumseh, Sherman's march to the sea during the American Civil War, and the strategic bombing of enemy cities and factories during World War II are all examples of total war. Now, I'm of the opinion you're not going to see the typical war economy. Something else you're not going to see. Martial law. Martial law is the replacement of civilian government by military rule and the suspension of civilian legal processes for military powers. Martial law can continue for a specified amount of time or indefinitely, and standard civil liberties may be suspended for as long as martial law continues. Most often, martial law is declared in times of war and or emergencies such as civil unrest and natural disasters. Alternatively, martial law may be declared in instances of military coup d'etat. So with all of this, why wouldn't I expect martial law? Why wouldn't I expect a wartime economy? Because it's never going to be stated as such, right? It's never going to be stated as such. And so what you're going to see is this movement for rationing, but it's never going to be declared as such. What do you mean by that, Yako? Well, remember in the past we had executive orders, but never went to a martial law situation like during 9/11. It will never happen. They will never do that. They will never get you in a state of readiness. They will never get you in a state of, I'm on my own, right? They want you to be a part of the system and keep the system involved. They want you to be a part of the Babylonian system where there's still people subservient to the laws, people who are subservient to the police, people who are subservient to paying their tax, people who are subservient to all of the things that keep the system moving. And how do you accomplish such thing? How do you not declare martial law? How do you not declare that we're in a wartime economy, even though we are? Dock workers at ports from Maine to Texas go on strike, a standoff risking new shortages. So how do I force rationing? Oh, the ports are shut down. Oh, food not coming in. Oh, some of the items that we're so used to, we can't get access to it, right? Dock workers at ports from Maine to Texas began walking picket lines early Tuesday in a strike over wages and automation that could rig.
I want to make a correction. It just on the news today that they have settled the agreement. So, they're going to put off to January. So I just want to clarify that and make an interruption right here. But I'm going to go ahead and speak on this and what I think of the video. And the video before, I understand how the man think. When Katrina did happen, they referred to black people as refugees. They didn't really consider them as United States citizens. That's why he said that. And they let them. And when the people were running from the hurricane in 2005, they were sick and elderly, old, not the ones that were, was rioting or anything like that. When they went to the neighboring town, they took up guns against them. And these people was not the looters and the rioters. They were sick families and elderly people pushing wheelchairs. And the residents of St. Parish pulled guns on those people. Didn't want them in township. And it was people probably, and they were just probably going through. And then there were bodies in Katrina, just like there is in the mountains of North Carolina. And no one didn't care for the people in New Orleans. And they put them all in the stadium like the man said. This was in 2005, so this was not that long ago. Not like it's, and even though it was a different state, Louisiana, because this is North Carolina, it's Louisiana. But the message, the reason why he felt that way, is because, and then because there's some sundown towns in Louisiana too, and they have the same spirit as the people. So, and they would mock people that alive were mostly poor, black in these areas. And so this is the reason, and other people who lost their life in the areas. So now retribution come back in a sense that people had to make other people see. Then they gonna refer to the people in the Carolinas as refugees, right? They ain't gonna refer to them like they did to the people in New Orleans, who had unfortunately had suffered the same fate. This is what basically he was talking about. And it's like, wow, we got, there were people crying out saying, we got to do something, we got to get down there. And they shuffled them off. And was there robbing and looting? Yeah, they were robbing and looting, but you see that what they were doing in North Carolina, they were slashing the tires. So these are different standard when it's a predominantly other area, but you say the same standard. So that's what he was basically clarifying. That's what, excuse the language, the foul language and everything, but it's true. And the other videos will show that we are the people. That is the truth. That's why there's so much persecution. And wrap this up. We're one of the people that cataclysmic events because of injustice in the land. And it's sped up. We've been trying to tell people. There are people from all walks of life. Shows you. There are some white people are waking up and understand, trying to get other people, look, what you're doing is wrong. What your mindset is doing is wrong. And the other people, that black people is one of the many reasons why we go. It is because we are to the Most High God. God loves everybody. That's true. He loves everybody, but it's a specific people that we've been trained for centuries to look over to the Middle East. But Israel is a people. Israel has been scattered for the world. Is any of those people you see in Israel today, were they put on boats? Did they go to? Were they under domineering religion of Christianity? Were they under the domineering of Islam? No. Who did Islam and Christianity dominate? The black people. Yeah, in Africa. Other people pledged and voluntarily became Christian and went to Islam and scattered to the four corners of the earth. They're in the islands and everywhere. They won't tell you this. This is why the Most High is revealing this. Everything you see, that's why you ever heard the thing is biblical. Think about biblical. And that's what I want to show you. And I had wanted to show you these are the people that they refer to, our ancestors. That's what they did. They're getting retribution. They said 400 years. Nobody didn't listen to some black people. Thought we was crazy. You going out of doctrine. Now you see the end of the Gentiles is near. Now you're seeing all these things as cataclysmic. Now when they say, good, we gonna forget this past. No. We're not gonna pay reparation. No. We're not gonna give. No. We're not gonna do what's right. No. You're still 3/4 of a human being. You're just of a fig of what the Constitution said. But you see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So this is the reason why we're paying the price, along with the other sins that we've done in this land. How we changed God's laws, taking innocent life that's in the womb. People they can't put that together, and other things, and foul other disgusting things. God is torching the land in the west, flooding in here in the east, and they can't put it together. And He's having so much mercy. He's trying to get us to get right. It's not about religion. It's about relationship. And people still can't see until something like this happens. They can't see. They won't make it right. They won't repent. There's some people understand from different walks of life, but it should be more. But they won't, because they're hard-headed. They're stubborn. And the only one that can break that stubbornness is the Most High Himself. The only thing to break white supremacy, it's the spirit of it, to the mindset of it, is God, the Most High Himself. And so that's how He has to show them. Because even though when they're not in our presence, He knows what they do, what they say, and what they do behind doors. So, I said in this other video, repent, renounce and repent. Turn from your wicked ways. Listen to these people. Not just people that look like me, but there's other people waking up. Time is drawing near. Like she said, like the one woman said, we almost have World War III. Get your life right. because the EJ is an outro there. So take care, be blessed. See you on this video. Like and subscribe. Welcome to share. Take care.